524 Poplar Avenue. This is a request for a variance to continue an existing non-conforming setback and use permit to allow the construction of an addition with a total floor area of 2,072 square feet, .69, which exceeds the .55 FAR guideline per sections 12.124.010 and 12.200.030.B2 of the San Bruno zoning ordinance. Staff report, please.
Good evening, Commissioners. As indicated, the item before you is a request for a use permit as well as a variance to allow an addition to an existing residence at 524 Poplar Avenue. The applicant would like to extend the living space to the rear of the existing property. And as you noted from your site inspection, the neighborhood does consist of many San Francisco-style homes constructed at zero lot lines. The property in question is 25 feet wide, and the existing home is built all the way to the property line, so there is no setback with the existing residence. The applicant is requesting the use permit to extend the living space, or a net increase of 175 square feet, as they will also be demolishing the enclosed patio that's located to the rear of the property. The variance is to extend the living space along the left side of the property and maintain that 0-foot setback, and that would be so they can get a code-compliant stairwell to access the first and the second floor of the residence. Right now, the stairwell is very steep and it does empty right into the garage, also having a non-conforming garage as far as depth. So by reorienting the stairwell, they will have a deeper garage where they'll be able to park a vehicle, and they'll also be able to make that stairwell more code compliant. So as a result, at the second story, they're requesting to extend the living space to accommodate that stairwell, as well as expand the dining area. This item was reviewed by the Architecture Review Committee, and at that meeting there was, staff expressed the concern that was conveyed from the neighboring property owner that this addition along the zero setback on the left side would impact their privacy as well as the light into their property. They're also, as you see from the site plan, most of their residences as well at a 0-foot setback, and then it does step in and jog back right around where this addition is proposed. So the Architecture Review Committee did discuss that concern and requested that the applicant take another look at the measurements, because we kind of compared the Google map with the site plan that you have in your packet. And when the architect went out and did more accurate measurements to verify the location of the neighbor property, they realized that the addition would extend about 2 feet beyond where the neighbor's common 0-foot setback is. So it would extend about 2 feet where their property jogs back their house. So the applicant did revise the plans. The other recommendation of the committee was to pull in the right side. It was also proposed at 0 feet to meet the setback requirements, and the applicant has made that change that you have before you in your packet. One issue that I do want to note is the committee also recommended that the deck to the rear meet the 3-foot setback. So staff is recommending as a condition of approval that the plans be modified to meet that 3-foot setback, and that a 5-foot privacy wall be installed along the deck. It is shown on the plans, but we're asking that it be moved in 3 feet and that the deck be set back to be compliant with the side yard setback. As noted, you do have a letter from the adjacent neighbor. I've spoken with him on several occasions, sent him a copy of the plans. He's out of town, wasn't able to make this meeting. But as indicated, he does have concern with the height of the addition, as well as the portion of the addition that extends along the 0-foot setback, that it would have an impact onto light into his property. You also have before you the sustainable buildings checklist. Our apologies, that was not included in the packet. Be happy to try to answer any of your questions. The applicant is also here this evening. And Aaron, is there anything you wanted to add?
Just a couple things. The first one is related to the deck. The way the findings are written now assume that the condition that the deck be set back 3 feet. I don't think it would be possible to make the findings of approval unless that deck was set back 3 feet. And I think it's something that's easily accomplished. So that's something that is reflected within the conditions of approval. The second thing is, regarding the neighbor's issues, the neighbor did provide a letter objecting to it. I apologize. As staff, we usually try to work out these issues beforehand and not bring you unresolved issues. But I think this is one where staff is still confident in the findings for approval as they're drafted, as the addition is laid out now. If the Planning Commission did have concerns, though, you could consider, I think one mitigating factor could be the overall roof height and lowering the roof height for some of the neighbors' concerns. But as the way it's proposed now, we still are confident in our recommendation.
Thank you.
Through the chair.
Commissioner Peterson.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your last 3 words.
I said the staff is still recommending approval the way the plans are now with the addition of the 3-foot setback on the deck.
Okay, thank you.
One question, on the Exhibit B, the photographs. Subject site is obviously the top picture. So 526, is that either one of these homes below it,
Lower to the left.
lower to the left?
Right. And also, when you look at the plans submitted by the applicant, you can see on the sheet there is photographs, and one of them, it does show the rear deck and somebody standing on the deck, and then you can see that side of the property where there's 2 windows. That would be the side the neighbors expressing concern about.
So that last
the
photo down
lower
on the
light-
bottom on the right-hand
lower
side.
right,
then,
yes,
That's
correct.
the neighbor's house
That's
who's
correct.
concerned. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Any other questions of staff? No? Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Is the applicant present? Would you mind stepping to the podium there and stating your name and street for the record, please?
My name is Anita van Kimmenaar, and I'm a co-owner at Poplar Avenue, 524. My husband is Scott Power, and he's not present today. He's in the Netherlands. So I want to give a little bit more of an explanation regarding conversation with the neighbor. I did not get in contact with him directly, but both my husband and I have left some messages to really explain to him what the outline of the plans are. And from the letter that we received from him, it looked like he was not quite clear what the final plans would be, because the way he describes, like for instance the deck, is that we could grab into his windows and touch his property, and that's the case right now, because that's an open deck on the property line. And none of us likes that, so we really would like to change that one and put a privacy wall over there, and that is also explained in the plans. So I made it very clear to him that that is not the case anymore. We would have a privacy wall over there, and then we would prefer to keep that privacy wall on the property line and then go in with the new deck, because that's existing right now, and then with the newer deck go in 3 feet. But again, depending on staff and what you appreciate is which way to go. But I explained that to him. The other part what I explained was that he was really concerned about the height, and we're only 2 feet out compared to where he is. We don't even overlap with our addition to where his windows are. So we really do not see too much of an impact on the windows that he has on that side. And one of the reasons that we really would like to get the height is all the houses are, the rooms in the houses are reasonably small, which I kind of like, but I also like some open feeling to the house. And just make it a little bit higher, we can actually move windows on the west side of the house, so we can get actually light in that area, because we cannot have the side windows, and also get a more roomy feeling. And so we believe that that would not have any impact on his light, or not significantly. And then the third point, he pointed out that potentially the build out from us would be devaluate his house, and I told him, I said, there should be no reason why we should devaluate your house. It should only improve. So those are the 3 comments I made to him.
Great, thank you. We'll bring it back to the commissioners for any
Through the chair?
questions of the applicant.
Oh, through the chair.
Go ahead, Commissioner Mishra.
A question for the applicant. Looking at this sustainability checklist,
Yeah.
and I see that, I don't know if you filled this out or your architect did.
My husband did.
Oh, your
Yeah.
husband did. Line item number 11 speaks to stormwater management through landscaping, etc., but I don't see any landscaping plans. So that was one question, and then similar to that, he's checked off water conservation, plumbing fixtures, but I don't see additional work for bathrooms or anything like that. Is that something you're doing, or was it just checked off?
Well, we already have done that. We remodeled our bathroom about 2 years ago and put all low flush toilets in and shower heads with low flush.
So that's not included as part of this project? It's been done before?
No, that's done before, correct, yes.
Thanks.
Any other questions of the applicant? Okay, thank you very much. I will now open it up to public comment. Is anybody here from the public wishing to speak on this particular item? Okay, seeing none, I will close public comment, bring it back to the commissioners for action, discussion.
Through the chair?
Commissioner Mishra.
I do have a question for the commissioners that were on the ARC panel. And
There's only one here.
oh, there's one here. On what their confidence level is for the items that were supposed to be resolved.
Well, we had also, we had some discussion around some of these areas, and I just really, I think the effort has been, not just the effort, it actually, the areas have been changed with recommendations, and I'm supporting the project.
I guess through the chair myself, I guess I have one question of the applicant. I'm sorry, would you mind just stepping back up to the podium? What am I supposed to say? Aaron had spoken to the subject conditions of approval. And being that there are some that, are saying you have to change the plans a little bit, have you read through all those conditions, and are you okay with that?
Yeah, so the conditions you're talking about is the deck in
Right.
particular? Yeah, I'm okay with that. If that's the general recommendation, I'll perfectly happy to do that.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah.
Through the chair.
Vice Chair Peterson?
I move that the commission approve variance 10-1 and use permit 10-6 based on findings of fact 1 through 8 and conditions of approval 1 through 24.
Second?
Okay, there is a motion and a second. Is there some issue?
Just double checking that you opened and closed public hearing.
Yeah, I did, I just don't have a gavel.
Okay, that's what was missing.
Okay. So there's a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Passes. There is a 10-day appeal period, so good luck. Thank you.